Hello, and welcome to Google Classroom for Parents. My name is David St. Germain. I'm the Library Media Specialist at King Philip Middle School. So Google Classroom is an online platform for teachers where teachers and students can communicate and exchange work. In order for you to see your actual child's Google Classroom and the work that they have assigned and the announcements the teacher is making to students, you actually need to log in with their West Hartford Public Schools student Google login, which is formed like an email address because it is an email address. So in Google, you're going to go ahead and click the sign in button over here and log in. I've got a demonstration student set up for us to work with today. And once logged in, you can click on this grid at the top right-hand side where you see all of the Google Suite for Education products that we have access to in West Hartford schools. And we're going to click on Classroom. And here we're going to see all of the classes that I am currently enrolled in through Google Classroom. You'll see on the right-hand side in this test class that I have not yet joined this class. And if your student has not joined, they will not receive any notifications or work from that teacher. So it's important to make sure all those joins are clicked. Or if they're not going to join that class or a club or a group, they should click decline. So let's go into one of the classrooms. To go and just click on the classroom. And here right away, you're going to see a lot of information. The first piece being the Meet link. So this is the Google Meet link where this class will meet at the assigned time. So students just need to go to their Google Classroom, click on this link, and they'll be in. Below this is our stream. And in the stream, this is where teachers are posting announcements for the class. And this may include things like, remember your independent reading book for tomorrow, or study for Friday's test. On the left-hand side, we've got a box for upcoming work. You can view all work coming by clicking here. And you'll notice you can be grouped by work that's just assigned, work that's been returned, and work that's missing. On the left-hand side, the top left-hand side of the screen are these three horizontal lines, and this brings up a menu for Google Classroom. The first choice you have here is classes, and clicking on this will show you those badges with all the classes. The next is a calendar, and this takes the assignments the teacher has given and places them on a weekly calendar. And you'll notice students can filter these by individual classes, or they can look at all assignments for all classes. You'll see I don't have anything to do this week, but next week I have things on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, and I can go ahead and click on these assignments and it will take me to them. Next is a to-do list. This is another way that student assignments are organized. And this way here, it's just grouped by assignments that have no due date or assignments that are due next week. So I can click on this arrow here to look at what I've got due next week. And again, I got tabs of assigned, what I'm missing, and what I've done. And finally, another important button here is settings. And when students enroll in a Google Classroom, they receive notifications in their email. And there are, to be honest, a lot of notifications that come out of this. So this is where they can pick and choose what kinds of notifications they receive, and even whether or not they want to receive notifications at all. And it can be for all of their Google Classrooms or for specific classes, as you can see here for class notifications. So that's the Stream tab. And the Classwork tab, this is where students will see the work that's been assigned to them by their teachers. Some teachers are grouping the work by weeks or dates, whereas other teachers are grouping them by units. So students navigate to the appropriate assignment they want to work on. Let's do current events here. And when they click on the bar representing the assignment, they will see an overview of the assignment. And then when they click View Assignment, they can see the whole thing. And this is where they actually would complete their work. So here I see you've got to read this attached article and then answer the questions on the attached Google Doc. And don't forget to turn it in. So I'd click on this, which is a link to a website. I would read about it, and it looks like it's what you don't know about ketchup, very important information. And then over here is where my work is. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this Google Doc here. It's been assigned to me. And I see I've got 4 questions I need to answer, including my name and date. So I plug in some of this information, and I'm not going to, hopefully your students would do better than this, than just writing hello. But once they've completed the assignment, which is in a full, this Google Docs is similar to Microsoft Word. It's a word processor. Once I've completed the assignment, I'm going to go ahead on the right-hand side here, and there's a button that says Turn In. So I click this. It'll ask me if I'm sure I want to turn it in. And yes, I'm sure. And it's going to say that it's been turned in. You'll notice there's an unsubmit button. Maybe I realized I forgot to write something in the last paragraph. I can go ahead and click on submit as long as the teacher's allowed that for this assignment. And it takes it back so I can then go in again and work on it. Sometimes teachers won't have a document for students to fill in, but they'll want students to create their own, and they would just do that by clicking here on Add or Create. And it gives them all different kinds of things that they could create to hand in to the teacher. Once they've completed it, they would click this Turn In button here. In this space is an opportunity for students to ask teachers private questions regarding the assignment. Even before they turn it in, they could just click here and type in their question, and this would get emailed to the teacher. And finally, the last tab on the right here is People, and I've got nobody in this class other than this one student. I have no other classmates, but in the real Google Classroom, you would see a list of all the students who are in that class, as well as a link for your child to be able to email them in case they have questions about their assignment. So it's possible for parents to be invited as guardians, have a guardian account with Google Classroom. This does not let them get into the actual Google Classroom. It really does not let you dive into the assignment. It really, what it does is it provides email notifications and summaries of assignments either for the day or for the week. If you're interested in receiving these notifications, you would email your child's teacher, provide them with your email address where you'd like the notifications to go. They will put you into Google Classroom associated with your child, and you will receive an invitation through Google that you can choose to accept. And then they will ask you, would you like weekly, daily, or no summaries? Just a caveat about this is that the information that you receive, you may sometimes receive that information saying an assignment is missing or it's late. I would not necessarily worry about that if it's appearing in these summaries. I would use these really to see what an overview of what the work is, but where you really want to go to see how your child is doing is PowerSchool. Teachers are not necessarily putting the grades into Google Classroom. The main purpose of Google Classroom is to provide a vehicle for students and teachers to communicate and share work. And the grading is happening in PowerSchool. So if you've got concerns about whether or not assignments have been missed or what assignments have been missed, PowerSchool is the place to go for that. Here's an example of a summary that you might receive, a weekly summary you might receive from Google Classroom. So that was a very quick overview of Google Classroom. If you have questions about this or any other technologies your child may be using while they're in school, please feel free to email me at dave_stgermain@whps.org. I hope you found this helpful, and please stay tuned for other presentations on other applications that your child may be using while they're in school. Thanks for listening.